I think working with you for the past few years, I've had a chance to observe a few different things, and one of which is your thorough preparation. I mean, you make sure that you understand the problem fully, that you've researched every part of it, that you are clear on exactly what we're trying to solve, what the issue is, and what we need to do to go forward before we start going forward, so that we don't solve the wrong problem. We actually come up with a solution that takes care of the issue at hand.
Really bring people together, and the way you do it is by communicating. And one of the things that has struck me in working with you as the RTM minority leader and when you were on the Board of Finance is the kind of communication that you provided to the RTM about the items that were coming from the Board of Finance and what had happened there and what we were going to need to be addressing. And that kind of communication allowed us to do our job better and to make better decisions for the town.
I think it's that balance. I think in the same way that I look at Cristin in terms of how she balances her life between her public service and her family and her kids, and meets all those needs, objectives, and goals as she's going through that. I think it's the same thing for us. We come at issues from a slightly different perspective. We're not running as a slate because we agree with each other all the time. We're running as a slate because our end solution is better for the town. We're running as a slate because we complement each other.
The different perspectives that we have, I do think is a huge piece of that, because we bring our varied life experiences and professional experiences and experiences of service and working in the community, and those come together and really form and shape how we operate.
I don't do this often, but I'm going to go for a football analogy on this one. And my dad always talked about football coaching as being like an open classroom. And the idea is that you're doing it, you're out on the sidelines, the players on the field, you've got 35,000 fans around you, they can all see what you're doing, they can all second guess what you're doing. Mm-hmm. I look at managing in the public sector the same way, and when you're looking at our town, you've got whatever you're doing, you've got 35,000 voters that are very intelligent, very interested, and second guessing at every step of the way. So I think the communication is important, because you know all that's going to take place. So now the goal is to make sure that we're working with the same set of facts. Certainly. I mean, it gets back a little bit of that engineering background in terms of defining the problem right. It also goes back to my business background. Having been a business leader, you've gone through different crisis modes in different types of businesses. So you step back and you look at what this project was going through. And the first thing we had was a very significant cost overrun. So once we defined that, once we identified what that was, what caused it, then the question is, then you explore the options. How do you resolve it?